All right, I want to welcome everyone to our June Parks and Recreation Board meeting. I will start with the appeal of decisions, which I have here somewhere. Let's see here. Pursuant to the provisions of 2.68.030 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, please take notice that decisions of the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation may be appealed to the Chancery Court of Davidson County for review under a common law writ of certiorari. Any appeal must be filed within 60 days after entry of a final decision by the board. Any person or other entity considering an appeal should consult with an attorney to ensure that time and procedural requirements are met. Before we go to the consideration of meetings, I'm going to ask that we go out of order to new business. 061806, Board to affirm appointment of Ms. Susanna Scott Barnes as a member of the Parks Board effective June 5th, 2018. Ms. Scott Barnes' term will expire April 30th, 2023. It's a long time from now.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Welcome aboard. 061807, Board to affirm reappointment of Mr. Jeff Haynes as a member of the Parks Board representing the Planning Commission effective May 24th, 2018. Mr. Haynes' term will expire May 31st, 2019.
So moved.
A second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Welcome back, Jeff. All right, now we'll move on to consideration of minutes. Assume everyone has read the minutes. If there are not any changes, I'll entertain a motion for approval. Are there any changes? I have a motion, second. Any discussion? All those in favor? The minutes carry. Any Metro Council referrals today?
No.
I don't see anyone. Okay. All right, moving on to old business. 12-1706, Ms. Shane Dennison, representing Conservation Assistance Grant Fund, request approval of acquisition of 118 acres on the Cumberland River. That has been asked to be deferred to the next meeting, Acquisition Committee. Next, the Naming Committee just met and had several items, which I'll read and state the suggested, or to state what was voted on. 03-18-11, Mr. Darrell Hawks, Executive Director of the Friends of Kimbrough Station, request approval from the board to name Southeast Regional Park Mill Ridge Park. The vote was to defer this to the next meeting pending further discussion. 03-18-12, I'm going to do that one last. 04-1807, Staff and Greenways and Open Space Commission request approval from the Parks Board to brand the urban greenway corridor system City Central Greenway. The naming committee voted to approve this name. I need a motion from the board.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. 05-1805, staff requests board approval to name Metro Parks property known as Ravenwood, located at 3401 Central Pike, as Ravenwood Park. That was also unanimously approved by the naming committee. I'll entertain a motion for approval from the board.
So moved.
A second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. 05-1806, staff requests board approval to name the Metro Parks property known as Smith Springs and located at 2801 Smith Springs Road as Smith Springs Park. Again, that was unanimously approved. Entertain a motion from the board. Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Sorry about that. I was reading ahead here. All right. So we'll go back to 03, the last item on new business for today, 03-1812, Mr. Chris Stacy and Mr. Aaron Clark, representing Glow Nashville, request preliminary approval from the board for a multi-year license for use of Riverfront Park for the time period between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve to offer a unique Christmas light and holiday experience to Nashville residents and visitors. Would you like to?
Yeah, I would. Staff would recommend approval. We have worked with Mr. Clark and Mr. Stacy and our representatives from Metro Legal, and we have come to an agreement on the licensing and kind of language in the agreement. So I'd recommend that the Parks Board approve this to move forward. It will require council approval and review by Metro Finance. So I recommend approval.
Do we have that information?
I need to get you the revised version. The thing that has changed in there, and you can help me recap, the licensing fee has increased from $50,000 to $75,000. And there is a revocation without cause clause that allows revocation, does not allow revocation for 2 years. And then remaining 2, there is a stipulation in there that
So how long is the agreement?
it's a 6-year term, right?
Okay.
Are there any questions about this? I know we've talked about it a few times, and legal and staff have, I think, worked closely with y'all to dial this in. Anything, Macy, that we...
I mean, I think it's in good shape. I feel good about it. We've negotiated this thing for 3 months now.
And we have an out after 2 years, essentially.
That's right.
Okay.
And, you know, it'll still have to be approved by the Metro Council.
Right.
Yeah, there's a whole nother vetting.
Right.
Okay. So the staff has recommended we approve. Entertain a motion if...
So moved.
Is there a second? Do I have a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. All right. That takes care of our old business for today. Moving on to the consent agenda. If all or approve, I will entertain one motion to accept the entire consent agenda.
I move for acceptance of the consent agenda as written.
Is there a second? All those in favor? Opposed? The consent agenda carries. All right. Moving on to new business. We've already talked about the first two. 061808, Mr. Joshua Lipscomb requests permission to petition the board regarding changing the name of Hadley Park. Is Mr. Lipscomb here?
Yes.
If you could come to the podium and know that we allow 3 minutes.
Awesome. Well, good afternoon, Park Board, and thank you for allowing me to speak on the important issue of changing the name of Hadley Park to a prominent civil rights leader in Malcolm X. We're wanting to do this because the actual name came from a slave owner, and we feel it degrading and demeaning to have a name of a slave owner in our neighborhood. So I'll give you a quick brief history for those of you who may not know of how Hadley Park came into existence. It was once a residence of the Hadley family, whether it be John L. Hadley or William Hadley or any of the other slave-owning relatives that laid on this land. That lay adjacent to this land was a slave plantation, and this is where our ancestors suffered the unfortunate event of slave ship for many, many, many years. Now, in 1912, Hadley Park came into existence, and it was given its name by Eugene Lewis. Eugene Lewis is important to this story because there's a rumor that Hadley Park was named after a black physician. However, Eugene Lewis was a Confederate supporter, enthusiastically. He was an advocate of slavery, and he also constructed many monuments and ceremonies to Confederate soldiers, where he would also speak at these events and lots of times host them. So we know now that the rumor that this park was named after a black physician was not only false, but somewhat absurd. Now, the reason that this park name hasn't been an issue up until now is because for the majority of our community, we had no idea of this atrocity. We've had no idea up until now, but once made aware, we now feel humiliated, bamboozled, disrespected, and degraded by this name. We feel that it is equivalent to putting a park in a Jewish neighborhood and then naming it after a Nazi. We feel like it is outrageous. We want it to now become Malcolm X Park because his name has now grown to become a symbolism of self-love, self-reliance, dignity, and pride. He taught people to speak out against injustice, which we're doing here today. We chose the name Malcolm as opposed to a local figure because of the astronomical impact that he's had on our world. And when the city of Nashville came up with Martin Luther King High School, Rosa Parks Boulevard, this was not a disregard or a slight to our local heroes, but instead it was a celebration and an upliftment of our culture as a whole, and also just not only locally, but nationally and universally. So in conclusion, we say that we understand that there is a park rule that states you can't change the name of a park. However, we remind you today that there was once a rule that if a black person be caught reading, he'd be put to death. There was also a rule that said that enforced German shepherds being sicked on brown children for eating at an all-white restaurant. And there was also a rule that said women, no matter what race, are not allowed to vote. So we see now that there are certain circumstances that allow us to bend the rules in the name of morality, in the name of humanity, and in the name of decency. So thank you again for allowing me the space to talk, and that's it.
You want to go ahead and start first? Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Lipscomb. I just wanted to make the board aware that my office has heard from the African American descendants of Dr. Hadley, and you are probably most correct that the name of the park is derived from the plantation owner, and as was typical in past times, the Christian slaves' surnames would become that of the master, and these African American descendants of Dr. Hadley are opposed to renaming the park. So they did contact our office last week, and so I
would also like to add that thank you for that, and that we also have a petition that's over 500 signatures and counting that stand in solidarity with me as well. So thank you.
A former park member asked to speak today, Art Bodenheimer. Art, if you'd like to take the podium for a few minutes. 3 minutes is our limit today.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm here to represent 240 years of Hadley Park. I have Ample Andrews here. I'm 85 years old. I grew up in Hadley Park. Everything I've ever known was the park, which was named Hadley. We could care less about what was said. I could anyway, because my days were always spent for any recreation, for parks and learning thing was done at Hadley Park. The mansion was called the Big House. That's where I learned to play ping pong. That's where I learned to shoot pool. Not only did I learn that, I learned a lot about discipline. There was the director of restorations of recreation was a lady named Woolfolk, and all she had to do was blow the whistle. And if she blew the whistle on you because you were doing something wrong, you were restricted from coming to the park. So we all learned a lot of discipline, a lot of things that we had to do at Hadley Park. Our social skills, early learning, were learned at Hadley Park. And I'm familiar with what the gentleman has said, but I guarantee if he's got 500 signatures, I'm going to get 200,000, because there's that many folks that grew up in Hadley Park. I grew up at 1104 33rd, which is the block away. I moved from there to 2711 Albine so that we could attend Fort Greene School, which was being rebuilt so that we didn't have to go to Ashcraft. Now, most of you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, Hadley Park should not be named, regardless if it was a slave owner. We're going to go and change everything that slaves owned? well, we probably ought to get out of this building. So let's look at this thing and be reasonable and responsible about what we're trying to do. Most of us grew up in the black community. That was the only place we had to go, was to Hadley Park. Watkins Park was over there, but that was too far away to go. They had very little equipment, but Hadley Park was fully. We had everything you could think of at that day and time. We had a 4-foot swimming pool, and that was about it. We had a lot of swings. We had horizontal bars. We had sandboxes. There was a lot of things that we learned to do in Hadley Park, regardless of who owned it. It was our park, and it was our park to attend. So my recommendation to you is don't change the name. Don't worry about it. It'll be there, and all of us who will still be around will be there. Albert Andrews, would you stand up? Albert is 87, I believe, and he grew up in Hadley Park. I'm 85, and I grew up in Hadley Park. I could have brought some more if that's what you need. I'm talking about real live things. I'm not talking about something I read. So please disregard what they're saying about changing Hadley Park.
So we have a recommendation from the staff not to approve this, plus we have a very strict renaming policy. We don't rename, and nor have we on this board. So having said that, are there any questions or any discussion from the board members? Well, so we have a motion, or not a motion, we have item 061808 that needs to be voted on, so I'll entertain a motion if someone has one.
I move that we maintain our policy for the naming of parks and the renaming of parks by not changing the name.
There's a motion on the floor.
I would second that.
We have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. The motion is denied. All right, so moving on to 061809, District 21. Oh, I need to acknowledge State Representative Harold Love is here. Thank you for attending our meeting. 061809, District 21 neighbors request approval from the board to install a temporary piece of public art in the exterior wall of the Elizabeth Park Senior Center located at 1701 Arthur Avenue. Who would like to talk about that? Tim?
We have been working closely with the District 21 Neighborhood Association, and Ms. Boyd is here if there are any questions. I'm sure that she can answer those, as well as the Metro Arts Commission on this. So the proposal is a temporary public art installation. It's funded, at least in part, as I understand it, from some Metro beautification funds. The request is not for the Parks Department to accept a donation of the art. The art would continue to be owned by the neighborhood association, but it would be temporarily installed on the Elizabeth Park Community Center building. And I'm happy to share more, but if you'd like the Arts Commission or for Ms. Boyd to explain more about the proposal.
Any questions? So the staff suggest approval with conditions,
approval.
right? The staff recommends approval.
Correct.
Unless you want to you're welcome to get up and talk if you'd like. Since you're here.
They've been really great to work with.
Thank you. We are a group of neighbors from District 21, and our neighborhood has seen a lot of youth violence. And through this youth art installation, we are employing 4 to 6 young men. We've partnered with a local neighborhood organization. They are going to build the arts installation, and it features a local hero from our neighborhood, Curly Magruder. So Mr. Tim has been very kind in coming out and looking at the space. So we're very grateful for y'all to be entertaining our proposal. That's all.
Metro Legal has also reviewed the proposal. They've adapted a form that the Arts Commission and Legal has created for temporary art installations in public rights of way, adapted it for a park application.
Sounds good.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, 061810, Ms. Tammy Sturgis, representing Piedmont Natural Gas Company, requests board approval of a permanent easement that will allow Piedmont to perform a deep drill under a corner of McCade Park property. Who's going to report on?
We're recommending deferral to the acquisition.
Okay.
That one is the next one, too.
And we're going to defer that as well as 061811 for
Yes.
acquisition? And you say just acquisition? Okay, just acquisition, okay. I thought you said two things. All right, 061812, the Friends of Shelby Park and Bottoms request the board to accept a grant in the amount not to exceed $2,500 for the purpose of two-door repair projects at Hangar 1 at the Cornelia Fort Air Park.
Great.
Staff's approved. We've reviewed the design and door, so we're good.
Were they damaged or just
No,
old?
they're wanting to create an area where they can lock some.
Okay.
It's more of a storage thing.
Staff recommends approval. Entertain a motion. Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. 061813, the Division of Community Programs requests the board to accept a grant in the amount of $60,000 from the United States Tennis Association and the Tennessee Tennis Association to be used at the new Hadley Park Tennis Center.
Metro Parks is fortunate to have partnered with USTA Tennessee for several years, and about 4 years ago, Division of Community Programs began running the Hadley Park Tennis Center, and with that, we began allowing them to come in and train our staff. They've assisted us by training over 40 of our recreation leaders in Rally Cats, which is a youth tennis program. And today with us, joining us is Michael Chamberlain, the Executive Director of USTA Tennessee, and Kim Wilson, Community Tennis and Special Events Manager, which, if you recall, the Davis Cup was played in April here in Nashville, and part of their legacy gift that they leave with the hosting city is to provide a donation to establish tennis in, I guess, a more well-rounded part of the city. And USTA has met with us and with maintenance and reviewed the exterior part of Hadley Tennis. So their $60,000 would basically go to cover the reestablishment of the courts, some additional things, and they have more details, I think, if they'd like to share information with us.
Would y'all like to speak?
Just, do we have any tennis players out here? By chance?
Old.
There we go. Good. 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 I'll talk to you later. Maybe get you on the court. Most people don't know the United States Tennis Association is actually a nonprofit organization that, and our office is called the Tennessee Tennis Association. So we're the district office for the United States Tennis Association. And all the money that is generated through our programming, we in turn give it back to the community. And we partnered up and worked with the Davis Cup. And again, as Sherry had mentioned, that they have given us these funds that we want to in turn turn to the community. Hadley Park has a really strong tradition of tennis, and we would like to see that it be elevated. And we found that we are able to get these funds and be able to share with the community, and we are really excited about this opportunity. And again, it would be to go to resurfacing the courts. It'd be to put in new windscreens, benches, awnings, score markers. It would also open up the opportunity partnering up with Centennial Park to be able to host numerous tennis events that we think would really impact the community and help out quite a bit. So we're really excited about that opportunity.
We can also use additional lighting.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Hopefully everyone's on the courts. That's right. That's right.
Any questions?
Yes, I did have a question. When the Davis Cup was here, they presented $35,000. So now is this $60,000 in addition to the $35,000?
Yeah, well, it's actually, we're able to raise it through, large part through efforts through Kim Wilson. We were able to actually get more funds to go towards that. So that was really exciting that we're able to do that. And it's also through our section office, through USTA Southern, and then through our own district office, we were able to raise those additional funds. So it's so 60,000 the total up from 35,000.
That's great. Very generous.
Yeah.
Move for approval, to accept.
I second
We had a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you so much.
Can you leave your cards, please?
Yes.
All right. 061814 Metro Water Services requests the board to accept transfer of, I'm not going to read all the parcels. One is at 114 Bay Ray Avenue at Crooked Branch Park, 831 Sutton Hill Road west of Browns Creek and Greenway Trails next to the Park Terrace Loop, and 925 Del Rey Drive north of England Park and the Richmond Park Greenways Trails. Metro Parks is actually currently maintaining these parcels. The staff recommends approval.
And these are flood buyout properties.
Okay, noted that these are flood buyout properties. We have a motion for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Last item on new business, our annual election of Park Board officers to assume office July 1, 2018, as per Section 1000.4 of the Metro Parks Policy Manual. Today we need to elect a new chairman, vice chairman, and secretary.
I'd make the motion that we keep George on as our chair.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Had to hesitate there. Vice chairman?
I move that Mr. Stan Fossey be the vice chair.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Stan is the vice chair. And secretary?
Who is the secretary?
Janet.
Janet, but she gets the credit for Janet.
Janet doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Exactly. I think we have the perfect, I move that we have the perfect solution, Ms. Secretary. We should maintain.
You're the
Exactly.
secretary.
Second.
Yeah.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Monique, you're the secretary. Again.
Thank you, Janet.
All right. All right, today we move to special presentations. Once every meeting we have at least one of our Friends Group present, give us an annual update on activities. And today we have Mr. John Tuminello, the Executive Director of the Conservancy.
Thank you, George. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to talk about 2017, our year in review, and since we're in the middle of 2018, talk about some of our programming that we've already been working on or is forthcoming for 2018. Just a bit of overview if you're not familiar. The Conservancy's mission is preserving, enhancing, and sharing the Parthenon and Centennial Park. And when we break out our focus areas, that comes into the preserving, enhancing part, and then the sharing part with a focus on arts enrichment and also on education. Regarding preserving and enhancing the park, we've been working very closely with Tim and all of Metro Parks on Phase 2 of the Centennial Park Revitalization. Our focus has been on creating awareness within the community and also engaging individual and corporate donors. Regarding sharing the Parthenon and the park, we view Centennial Park as Nashville's cultural and central park. It's a gathering place for our community, and our focus of our programming is bringing diverse groups of individuals from various socioeconomic groups together and providing our programming that is free without cost as a barrier to entry. We focus our programming in 3 areas: education, music, and also in art. I'm going to speak a bit about education. One of the things we do in education is work very closely with the Parthenon team and funding and helping to present educational programming within the Parthenon. And we also manage our docent and greeter programs. There's about 60 people that volunteer for that at the Parthenon. In 2017, we hosted 6 educational symposia and exhibit discussions, and we hosted 45 free architecture tours. Those tours have been expanded based on the success, and we'll host 90 of those in 2018. We also introduced Conversations in Art and Architecture, and in 2017 we presented a conversation with Jerry Atnip and Billy Frist, and in 2018 we presented Rivers Rutherford with a conversation and discussion on the focus of the art of songwriting, and he played many of his hit songs, talked about the art of crafting a song. We also hosted our second culinary educational symposium called Sip and Savor, and we've been doing that annually. One of the new things we're working on is a program called Wade Into These Waters, the Arc of the African American Experience in Centennial Park. We've been working with board members Phyllis Hildreth, Revis Mitchell, and David Ewing on this forthcoming, probably in the fourth quarter, and it's going to be held in the fall at the former public swimming pool at the Centennial Arts Center. So that's something to look out for. Our Kidsville program is one of the ways that we engage children within the community. We provide opportunities within the Parthenon, the park, and within the community. And again, this also focuses on all the programming being free and helping to educate and enhance the development of Nashville's youngest citizens. So for 2017, we hosted 46 Kidsville at the Parthenon events. We hosted 30 events, Kidsville and Centennial Park, at our Musicians Corner events. We visited community centers 8 times, and we visited other community outreach events 13 times, serving over 9,000 children. And again, all of these are provided free of cost. As part of our outreach, these are some of the organizations that we partnered with in 2017 on our various community outreach events. We also introduced our first Kidsville Family Festival. It was our first full day dedicated to families. Once again, this was an entirely free festival. It was attended by 3,000 people. We're doing it again this year on September the 8th, but the festival provided family yoga, music and dance, crafts, fitness, sensory plays, and also we showcased child-focused nonprofits. We had step dancers from the Madison Community Centers come out and perform on stage. They're going to be back next year, in addition to a hip-hop dance group also from Madison. And one of the next things we're focused on that has just come up, we are partnering with Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, and they approached us about being involved within Kidsville and within Centennial Park. We, as part of our literary initiatives, we're going to be promoting the Imagination Library at every Kidsville event. And so we're already doing reading at the events. They are in the process of celebrating their 5 millionth book in the 3-county Nashville area. And that's the part where the United Way of Nashville runs. So we're partnering with that local chapter. In September, they have a literacy week celebrating their 5 millionth book, and they'll be working with us on the Kidsville Festival, Kids About the Parthenon, Kidsville at Musicians Corner, and then an ongoing initiative to incorporate the Imagination Library into the activities we do with Kidsville. We also added financial literacy to our literacy curriculum, and we're partnered with Jackson National Life Insurance to promote a financial literacy curriculum. We're now educating children about money, and we're focusing on an entrepreneur program where when we go to Kidsville Musicians Corner events, young entrepreneurs can actually have a booth at the event. There was a young gentleman on Saturday that developed a line of comic books, and he was selling his comic books within Kidsville. Regarding our music programming, since 2010, we presented the Musicians Corner program. We've celebrated our 150th event on Thursday night with the Nashville Symphony, and we've showcased over 1,200 artists on our stage. Musicians Corner is one of the ways we bring the Nashville community together in Centennial Park. These are some of the many music partners that we work with on our Musicians Corner program. We recently met with the National Museum for African American Music and are talking to them about an ongoing partnership where we'll be focusing on awareness for the museum and showcasing artists at Musicians Corner. So that is, again, something new for 2018. 2017, as I mentioned, we partnered with the Nashville Symphony to present their community concert for the first time, and we just presented last Thursday their next concert, which represented our 150th event. In 2017, Musicians Corner program was recognized by Rolling Stone as one of Nashville's 4 signature free music events. So that's included, obviously, New Year's Eve, 4th of July, Live in the Green, and the Conservancy was very proud and excited to see Musicians Corner also recognized nationally on that list. We were recognized by the Nashville Scene in 2017 as one of Nashville's best free music events, And we've had 5 weekends of concerts in 2018, and 4 of those weekends have been recognized as Critics' Picks within the Nashville scene, which is the most that we've ever received from them. In addition, we have an artist circle that we've been working on for the last 2 years where we engage major artists to help us fund and support Musicians Corner. One example was we spoke to Paul McCartney's folks in England, and he had donated a meet and greet to any show on the U.S. tour. Ed Sheeran donated when he was in town, and this year we've also already received donations from Martine Bride, Keith Urban, Jason Isbell, and Lady Antebellum. This is one of the wonderful ways where we engage major artists and all the funding goes into supporting paying emerging artists on our stage. Our 2018 program is underway. We're presenting 20 events, expected to do that to 75,000 people. Our events are in May, June, and September, so we're halfway through our season. In moving on to art, we partner with the Parthenon on art programs. We fund exhibits and receptions, as I mentioned. We provide marketing and programming, and we also fund archival and restoration services for the Parthenon. In addition, we support the rotating and permanent exhibits that include the Cowan Collection, David Ewing's Day at the Fair, and Ridley Will's postcard collection. We had our first free art panel in April. There is a exhibit going on right now. This is the original and only Harry Shepard. He is a photographer from the St. Paul area who won an award for excellence at the 1897 exposition. We hosted a wonderful panel with Paul Polycarpou from Nashville Arts, Jamal Sheets from Fisk, and Mark from the Parthenon. If you haven't seen that exhibit, we encourage you to go over it and see that. Also, NECAT asked the Conservancy to be one of its 20 organizations for their inaugural season of Our Nashville in 2017, and this is currently showing on the NECAT network, if you come across that. And last but not least, our Conservancy Gala introduced a new theme, Then and Now, paying tribute to the Centennial Exposition. We did that in 2017. We are continuing that in 2018. Our gala comes up on Saturday, November the 3rd. And also, our 2017 gala was once again recognized by In Focus as one of the best parties in Nashville in several categories. So overall, the Conservancy sincerely values its partnership with Metro Parks, our ability to support this wonderful park and our incredible landmark Parthenon, and we're continuing focusing on making Centennial Park a world-class gathering place for art, for culture, and that is our update. Thank you.
Any questions for John? John, the only thing I'll ask, because part of this is getting an update and then also looking at financials, can y'all break out for us do an operating statement and then the fundraising statement? Because I think you have your capital campaign, and it looks like they might be blended on here.
Correct.
Okay.
Within the capital campaign, we typically have separated out. There's been raised $24 million for Phase 2 of the Centennial Park Revitalization, which obviously includes money from Metro, includes money from HCA, and then other corporate and individual donors. So that is part of a 3-year plan within fundraising for the capital campaign. Within the Conservancy itself, we raised in 2017 around $465,000 from fundraising and events, about $165,000 in membership and donations, around $250,000 in sponsorships, another $250,000 from events, and around $80,000 in grants. And that money goes back into our programming in the park and the Parthenon, and that's basically the broad overview from our finances.
Any questions for John?
How do you relate your the programming that you choose to do? How does that integrate with the park staff, and how do you communicate back and forth and
Correct.
That sort of thing?
So, as an example, our Kidsville team works very closely with the Parthenon staff. A lot of that programming is integrated with what's going on in the Parthenon at that time. So, if there's a specific exhibit we'll work our programming in with adding themes of that exhibit, and also in events that might take place in Centennial Park, like Celebrate Nashville Earth Day, will integrate within that. But we work extremely closely with the entire park staff, especially Jim Hester and Lisa King on the event side of things. Since we present so many events in Centennial Park, one of the things that we do is make sure we're being good corporate citizens of the park and sharing the park. So as an example, with Phase 2, when we'll be closing the Great Lawn, we're relocating some of our events both on the dates and also on the location to accommodate folks that are going to be replaced from the Great Lawn, so some of the craft festivals as an example. But we are in constant meetings with the park staff and talking about our programming, making sure it fits, and then talking about what we're doing for the future and strategic planning going forward.
So what are some of the options for relocation of the arts festivals, such as the Artesian Festival?
They have actually moved into the Musicians Corner space. And for example, so next weekend is the American Artisan Festival. They are taking place in the Musicians Corner space since they've always been on the front lawn. We have moved to the location by the funeral home. So we've been working together with the two organizations and parks to have kind of a cohesive event, share the park, and enable both organizations to use the park. And that's something with, we've had a lot of discussions with Monique and with the event staff about making sure that everyone has an opportunity to use the park.
All right, anything else? Thank you, John.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, we just heard about the Great Lawn, so that'll segue to Tim and his capital projects update.
Okay, I'll just hit the highlights like usual. At As a Fran Park, which is under construction on Amerifest, there had been a hope that there would be a ribbon cutting on that this month. At this point, because of some delays associated with the weather and other things, it looks like that's going to be in August, so stay tuned for an opening event on that site. At Hadley Tennis, it is substantially complete, and we are working on the punch list, and the kids in the camps this week are using the inside courts in the bubble. At Oakwood Park, construction is underway, but working with Council Representative Van Rees, we're also in discussions with SORBA, the mountain bike group with whom we've partnered on multiple sites around the country to develop some trails on that site as well. This, a weekend or so ago, we participated in the Old Hickory Centennial anniversary event. We wrapped into that the second round of public input on our preliminary planning for the community center and park in that location. In Sevier Park, we're continuing to work on design plans for restoration of Sunnyside Mansion and outbuildings, and we are going to have a public meeting to share those plans with the public in July. I believe that's going to wrap into one of Councilman Sledge's regularly scheduled meetings. I believe it's July 14th at 8:30 a.m. at the Midtown Hills Police Precinct building, but we'll share the details on that next month. Smith Springs Community Center, we're wrapping up construction on that. We'll be substantially complete this month, and we will be nailing down a July date for a ribbon cutting on that. West Park, the construction work there is also wrapping up by Metro Water Services, and they're taking the lead on identifying a date for a ribbon cutting there. Oh, and then since Jackie's not here, she may have included notice of these various Meat Wharf Park events. This is the new site on the Cumberland River downtown. We had the cleanup day 2 weeks ago, very successful, good turnout on that. And then there are 3 other events associated with this series that you're welcome to attend. Yes.
Do you have a tentative ribbon cutting for the Hadley Park Tennis Center?
Not yet.
We do not yet.
Not yet. We're coordinating with the mayor's office too. We will, absolutely. We will certainly.
We're in the second phase now of the restoration that's taking place in Centennial Park.
Correct. That's been in the queue for construction bidding and purchasing for quite some time. As of last week, it had been assigned a buyer, so I'm hoping that will go out to bid within the next few weeks.
Hospital will move on within the next couple of months anyway.
Yeah.
What would be just a guesstimate on that's phase time-wise? What would we be talking about?
Once we award a contract, I would give it a solid year for construction. And the award process, once the construction bidding goes out, that award process can easily take 8 weeks just to get a contract in place.
Any other questions for Tim? Thank you, Tim. Jackie is not here. You going to do it?
Yeah, I was just going to say that you have at your place a listing of June events in Jackie's absence, and one event that is not listed on here is the ribbon cutting for the historic Sandstone gates at Warner Parks. That will be June 22nd at 4:00 p.m., and we hope that you will all be able to attend. We'll send you something more formal by email to remind you.
All right. Well, thank you. Any department updates? Department heads? Anybody?
We really would encourage you to come Saturday to the joint gathering of Musicians Corner and the American Artists, and that'll be the first time we've done that, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So they have done a good job working together, trying to work through it.
All right. Before we go to the report of the director, I made a note on a few items. One is, and we had a discussion yesterday, it made me think of, I think we should incorporate a security update or report, because a lot of things happen in the parks we don't know about, and it was kind of eye-opening. We had a discussion yesterday, as I said, that it'd be nice for the board to know when we have issues of a lot of car break-ins somewhere or something happens. So I would like to add that somewhere in the, maybe under department updates.
Sure.
I think that would be good for the board to know. Also, new committees have been assigned since we have a new member, and those are in front of you. Shall I bring up July 10th? And the last thing is, since our next meeting is July 3rd, I know that's probably a lot of people will take off that day. I was wondering if the board would like to move this meeting to July 10th. Does that work? Yeah. Okay. Jeff, does that work okay? Do I need a motion for that?
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion to move our next meeting to July 10th.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Meeting has been moved.
This month as well.
Yeah. All right. So now we'll move to the report of the director.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Since our last Parks Board meeting, our department made our presentation to Metro Council for the FY19 operating budget. And Mayor Briley has recommended a status quo budget. And of course, as you all know, the council is deliberating about that and may make changes, and we'll have a final budget by June 5th. So we were requested to submit reduction scenarios, and I did share those with you all. We did that, and we'll just see what happens. One of the events that I mentioned that will happen next week, the ribbon cutting for the historic Sandstone gates, won a preservation award from the Historical Commission last month, and I wanted to acknowledge the Friends of Warner Park for their role in making that happen, and our park staff too, who work with them as well. In addition, the Friends of Two Rivers Park won an award for the rehabilitation of the Buchanan Harding House, and their preservation award was in the area of education and institutional category. And then Friends of Warner Parks, I neglected to mention, was in the category of monuments and memorials. So congratulations to both the Friends of Two Rivers and Friends of Warner Parks for all that they do to support our park system. And congratulations. At your places, you should have a little lapel pin that it says Metro Parks. And each of you got these. All of our staff have these, and I hope that you will wear these in pride and support the Parks Department. So I wanted you to have that. Our department, our staff has that, and I'm excited about them. So,
Put it on right now.
yeah, and they're bright green and they stand out. So that's all I have.
Can I say one thing, George, before we get away today? Terry and I know everybody tries to get there, but Terry and I went down for the financial hearing before the board.
Yes.
And I just want to tell you, and she doesn't know I'm going to say this, she handled it extremely well. And let me tell you, there were a lot of hard questions asked. In fact, one councilman, I thought, went overboard in trying to embarrass Monique, and she handled it real well. And there is a tight budget, and most of them were, I think, pretty understanding, but as I say, one really in particular, and I don't mind saying it, I'll probably get a call on it. I thought it got a little out of hand in talking to her, but again, she handled it well. She handled the whole thing well. So I just want to congratulate her, and I'm glad that you're leading the charge on this thing, because we're in a tight budget, there's no question about it.
I second your comments, Stan. You did a great job with that one.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your support. Thank you.
And the rest of us aren't surprised.
No, thank you. Thank you. It takes a team.
Anything else for the director? Any future agenda items or items we need to add to the next park board meeting? If not, I'll entertain. Yes.
I'm not sure just how long I will be able to serve through the summer, but my term on the school board will expire on August 2nd.
Oh, is that
for the
right?
election.
Is that why you've been saying that? Okay.
Right. So
And you're not rerunning?
I am not running for a fourth term. After 12 years on the school board and serving on the park board, it's been a wonderful experience, a learning experience, and I've enjoyed the work that I have done in both places. So I appreciate all of the cooperation from staff and the board, and it's been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much.
Well, you're absolute pleasure to serve with. I'll say that personally, and gotten to know you well, and that's been a great joy. So thank you for all your service to the community. Anything else? Entertain a motion for adjournment. So moved.
Yeah, good catch. Yeah. Hey, I have a question on that, because we're going to have to.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.